Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a sort of death predictions update video. Want to be giving my thoughts. A lot of people talking. People are thinking that maybe this mid-season finale we will see the death of Carol. Want to give my thoughts. So, requested by YouTube user Alex Heliuk, and he wants to know, or he suggested as part of like the Q&A, that I do kind of like a death radar or a death watch type thing. So I like the idea, you know, maybe do like a weekly death watch. However, as we've had the last couple seasons with The Walking Dead, ever since about season 3, I want to say, we haven't had that many like main core survivor character deaths, you know, throughout the series. We saw the big changeover in season 3 with, you know, the big double death with Lori and T-Dog. We had the Andrea death. We had some pretty big deaths, Merle, in and around that season, of course. Season 2, of course, you had Shane and the others. But season 4, aside from really Herschel, we added on a lot of new characters. So in terms of like the original survivors, you know, aside from Herschel and then the second half, I mean, we had Lizzie and Mika, again, they're add-ons. So the initial core, the survivor group themselves, main core characters, core cast of characters, we really have not seen that many deaths. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing this like on a weekly basis type thing, because really, you know, if they continue with that sort of Herschel, you know, you're looking at like every so often we'll get a character death, but definitely not every episode, definitely not that frequently. This season's been pretty good for them. You know, it happened at different times than you would suspect. Nothing in the premiere, but then of course we had Bob, episode, what was it, 3? All of Gareth's group, basically. And then of course now, we're pretty much due, I want to say. We're due for like a main core survivor character death. So who's it going to be? In my recent death predictions video, if you guys watched it, you know that I came down to a few characters. And right now on my radar, the ones I'm thinking are between Beth, Carol, of course Dawn has to be included in there, even though she's a new character and she's a antagonist, right? Not a protagonist, at least from what we've seen so far. You've got everyone from her crew is basically there. And then with regards to Rick's side, with regards to the survivors, after that, I really don't know who to pick. You know, should I say somebody like, you know, somebody from Glenn's group, like maybe Tara, or I just don't know past that. So those are really the ones that I'm thinking we're going to see. We may have some kind of random one in there for the mid-season finale. But with regards to who's most likely at this time, after watching episode 6, I'm going to say that I think I have to go with Carol. Now, here's why. She's had a lot of concentration this season. She's saved the characters from Terminus, so she's been the big hero, which is a huge thing, because as you saw with Herschel in season 4 in Internment, he was the big hero who, you know, saved a lot of people. You know, Daryl tells him he's a tough son bitch. He says, yes, I am, or something like that. And then that I am, or something. And then, you know, of course, after Internment, he had a lot of concentration. He even had some flashbacks, stuff like that. We've seen a lot of that with Carol. You know, we've seen the big hero part. We've seen a lot of the flashbacks. We've seen the character concentration, the stuff with Lizzie and Mika. And, you know, even Sophia, too, and her and Daryl getting a lot of time in that episode to kind of reflect. And just, it's been a Carol-heavy season. She's been, like, one of our most frequently used characters in the, you know, in the series so far, you know, for season 5, that is. Well, maybe overall, too, depending on how you want to look at it. But definitely season 5, she has had more time than I want to say she's had throughout the rest of the series, any half season. So, that said, you know, with such a big emphasis on her as a character, it has to be more likely. I would say it's more likely that she'll probably be killed off this, you know, this half season around the mid-season finale. So, so that's one of the reasons. The other one is because the title of episode 8 is Coda, which is Italian for Q. There's some other interpretations of it as well, too, and other things it could mean. But if it means Q, it looks like it might make some sense, because let's look at this. The first character to escape from, you know, the hospital, from Grady Memorial, was not Beth. It was Noah. Noah also was there when Beth got there. He was there first, right? Q is first in, first out, just like a lineup. Noah got there first. Noah gets out first. Beth got there next, and then Carol. So if we're going to see someone escape, and the title is Coda is Q, Noah, first in, first out. Beth, second in, second out, right? Carol, third in, possibly third out. So the idea is, or my interpretation of that is, the title of the episode could mean, now it could be something totally different, I don't know. But for me, it sounds like if it's Q, that might be what we're looking at. So maybe Beth will escape in the mid-season finale, and Carol won't, or she'll be, the last one to get out, or she'll be killed off. Maybe episode 9, episode 8. I can't say for sure it's going to happen before the mid-season finale, but she definitely, for me right now, is at the top of the radar. After seeing episode 6, I'd have to move her above Beth, and I'm going to say that out of the survivors, the core survivor characters, she's probably closest to the top, followed by Beth, and then, from the survivor group, who knows, maybe Tara or somebody else like that, but there's really no telling signs for anybody else right now. Now, in terms of that, because they concentrate on the characters, yes, it becomes a little bit predictable, but you also get a nice story out of it too, right? Like we saw with Herschel. A lot of us kind of knew in Too Far Gone it was probably going to be Herschel that was killed off, and it made sense that it was, but we got to see a great story out of it from that. So I think that this makes a lot of sense. I hope they mix in some kind of random, season 3 T-Dog type deaths too, to keep us on our toes. Axel type stuff, so that we really don't know what to expect and what's going to happen where and when. But also too, you want to have a nice story, and it looks to me like they're setting up Carol maybe for the end of her character in the series, because who knows what they're going to do with her, right? The comic book series version of her is totally different. It's not even close to the same type of character at all. Nothing about the comic book series aside from the name and the fact that she's female. I don't really see much else that's in common between that and the Carol we have in the TV series, Melissa McBride's Carol. Well, if that is the case, definitely do a character spotlight if she is killed off in the series after it happens. And those are kind of my thoughts on it. We can't say for sure. Nothing been spoiled or released that I know of yet. But and if there was, I probably wouldn't do a video on it. But just to do a prediction, I think it makes a lot of sense, and I'd put her at the top. Those are my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Do you think that she's most likely right now, or is somebody else most likely to you? And don't be afraid. There's nothing wrong with doing some predictions and being wrong. It happens. Like when you're doing predictions for what you think is going to happen next with something you're uncertain about, you just don't know for sure. That's the fun part of it. But don't be upset with yourself, or don't bash other people for saying, oh, he thought this was going to happen. There's no way to know for sure, but it's fun to kind of guess, and to, if you are right, then later you can say, yes, I called it, I was right. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Mid-season finale, most likely character to die. I say Carol, followed by Beth at this point. But things could change. Let me know what you guys think about all that. And if you like this quick little video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, as always, you guys know what to do. Share it, favorite it. If you're new, you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. And I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. Trev, saying peace.